Well, well.
Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG. I'm your host Aaron, and for today's video we're headed to the world of Last Epoch once again. And what do I have for you today? Pre-patch Hype Week Day 5. And yes, I think today is the most exciting day. I know item factions and masteries and skills and areas and visuals and balance and all that stuff is super exciting. But today we get to talk about loot, the quintessential part of every action RPG. We need it, we crave it. New items and affixes. Oh man, some of this stuff is so awesome. Now this post is huge. We're actually just gonna jump to the pictures. We're not gonna talk about the whys, we're just gonna show what's coming. Citadel boots, increased movement speed, armor, and reduced bonus damage taken from critical strikes. Yes, you're reading that range correctly. This can roll up to 50%. Vanguard boots, armor, increased movement, and effect of haste up to 50%. So those are the two new boot bases, new glove bases. So you've got cooldown recovery and armor. And then on our arcane bracers, we have armor, mana, and mana regen. I like these ones. I like the arcane bracers. New belt bases. This one I'll blow up a little bit. So you got divine girdle, movement speed, kind of matches the ring. This one, a lot of people have been talking about. Why is there a skull on it? Everyone thought this was going to be our new race item. It is not. It is just a new armor base belt. Then you got chain belt, which is ward decay threshold. New helmet bases. And you've seen some of these in the pictures of the new armor sets coming. Tyrant's crown, 130 to armor, and elemental damage leached his health, and that can roll as high as 3%, which is huge. Blood visage, this is damage over time and bleed duration. And then necro helm, armor, ward decay threshold, and 6 ward gained on kill. All right, so we got 3 helmets, 3 belts, 2 gloves, and 2 boots. And we will continue to armor now. New armor bases. Apocalypse plate, 513 to armor, 253 to stun avoidance, increase echo damage when a skill echoes. Yes, this is the Void Knight unequivoc plate. It's so good. Beast mail, armor, increased movement speed, and health regen. And then Coven robes, armor, cast speed, mana regen. And as you can see from this base, this is the Warlock base that's been getting shown off. My face is covering it. This Void one is really good. Really good. Now we are moving to new affixes. February 21st will bring with it 12 new general weapon affixes, with several classes receiving new and updated skills. We're also adding an additional 33 idols, body armor, helmet, and relic affixes to find in Last Epoch. 33. So let's start here with a scepter, 2 scepters that rolled with minion spell damage and minion bow damage. Now, I like minion updates. New minion weapon affixes. And this one, physical penetration and minion physical penetration. Class specific affixes. Let's look at Warlock first. On idols, increased damage over time while you have ailment overload, and it has life. Then you have increased increased spirit frequency with chthonic fissure. I like that one for the build I am running at beginning. Then on helmet, 33% chance to have 3 additional projectiles when you directly cast chaos bolts. And then for relic, +2 to profane veil with an increased damage over time. Moving on to Falconer, throwing damage with caltrops, increase area with caltrops, 11% chance to deal double damage with Falcon strikes, poison resistance, helmet, increased damage with dive bomb, increase area with dive bomb, and then armor, +1 to explosive traps, increased throwing damage. All right, so we're getting through this. New weapon affixes, new warlock affixes, new Falconer affixes. Now we're going to move to a new skill, Gathering Storm. The new skill, Gathering Storm. Increased frequency of expending storm stacks, physical. +2 to Gathering Storm will drop on armor. And then on helmet, 31% chance to gain a stack when you use Gathering Storm and hit an enemy. So you got some love for the Shaman, or I guess Primalist, right? Leans Shaman. Now, what you are all here for. New uniques. Exciting new uniques. Check this out. This is the new Shield Throw unique. +3 to shield throw, 28% chance to retaliate with shield throw on block, 14% to block, 113 damage reflect to attackers, +1 throwing damage for shield throw per 10 damage reflected on attackers. I'm getting asked over and over again if there's a way to play Thorns in this game. Shield throw, and it looks awesome. I love the visual on this. I love the visual on this. Communion of the Erased, a new Weaver's Will item. Stats on this item are doubled for 1 second after using a potion. +1 to potion slots per equipped Weaver item. 51% armor, 33% of mana gained as ward, and 12% more damage to stunned enemies. So we got a new Weaver item. Falcon Fist. Now, as you know, Hands of Judgment, if you want to do an unarmed, you got to play a Paladin because it's a judgment item. Well, Falcon Fist is going to allow you to play as a Falconer, unarmed, using Cinder Strikes. Yes, this is an unarmed pair of gloves for Falconer. Look at this. Now, this one, I don't want to say it's my favorite, but it's up there. This is the new Spine Two-Handed Sword. Look at this. +3 to fire skills, +2 to damage over time skills, +2 to Acolyte skills. Chthonic Fisher casts Flame Whip instead of releasing spirits. Chthonic Fisher skill tree applies to Flame Whip from all sources. 6% critical strike multiplier with Flame Whip per uncapped necrotic resistance. It's +68 to spell damage. Yes. Chthonic Fisher is just whipping everyone. Look at it. Vial of Volatile Ice. Ooh, look at this one. 100% of Acid Flask's base damage is converted to cold. Poison chance from all sources is converted to Frostbite chance for Acid Flask. 55% chance to apply Frostbite on cold hit. 27% increased area for cold skills. 20% increased cold damage. Freeze rate multiplier. Yes, Acid Flask can now 100% be converted to cold. I think people are going to like this one too. In closing, that's everything for Hype Week. Stay tuned tomorrow for the patch notes. Now, I want to be clear. Aaron, is this is a lot. This is great, but is this everything new? No, this is not everything new. There is more newness coming. Specifically, David Harbour's new helmet that he has created, which people are really going to enjoy. That's the video. 2 asks at the end. Ask number 1. I'm hoping today is the day I've earned your subscription. I'm hoping today is the day you make the decision to push that little red button. I would really appreciate it, but of course, only if you think I've earned it. And if I haven't earned it, I'm going to work harder for you. Ask number 2, check out my Patreon. Thank you to the first 106 members that have signed up. I get asked all the time, what's the best way to support? And Patreon is it. First link in the description. And you got a lot of bonuses in there. That's all I've got. Hopefully you were entertained or at least learned something. Aaron, out.
Bye.